Yes, sir. I know a lot of people see the title and they're probably like, "What do you mean, escape the red pill? The red pill's for men. MGTOW. It's the best decision for men to make." Things like that. Man, listen, man, a good amount of y'all are gonna have to escape this red pill because too many of y'all have this red pill rage. There's too many bitter males on the internet that are making videos on a day-to-day basis about the negative traits of these females out here. You want to talk about quote-unquote female nature and things like that. When you guys watched The Matrix, there was nowhere in that film, nowhere in that dialogue that Morpheus said if you take this red pill, you will understand female nature. No, he didn't say that you're going to go down this rabbit hole to understand about women. That's not what the red pill is about. It's all about reality. It's all about not becoming a sheep and things like that. But all these dudes, because they can't talk to women, they never could get the woman that they wanted. The woman that they had broke their hearts, things like that. Now they want to be a part of the circus of ridiculing women on a day-to-day basis. Meanwhile, we're not coming up with any solutions. We got this guy right here talking about escaping the red pill, trying to make better situations out of sour situations and whatnot. But too many bitter males are not looking ahead because they're still stuck in the past because they're worried about that girl that shitted on them, ghosted on them, chose another dude over them, things like that. A good amount of y'all will have to escape this red pill. Let's check it out.
You're asking me what the red pill is?
Yeah. Well, you have a series on YouTube on escaping the red pill. So tell the folks what that is and why you're asking, telling men to turn away from it.
Sure, 100%. So, the red pill is a philosophy or praxeology, as they like to say, basically discussing intergender dynamics between men and women. And I have a lot of respect for many people who are knowledgeable in red pill philosophy and the red pill ways of doing things. The reason why I talk about escaping the red pill is because I do have a disagreement in general, which is that I do believe that even though the red pill does address the differences, oftentimes, in my opinion, those differences are presented as opposites and adversarial. Whereas I believe that the escape from the red pill is to learn how to take our differences and turn them into strengths, not things to be afraid of or things to work against or things to protect yourself from. The exact opposite.
Amazing.
That's a great point. There's not one quote unquote red pill channel that is talking about turning a woman's weaknesses into strengths. All these channels every day, all they talk about is the weaknesses of their woman. The weaknesses of these women coming up with no solutions, basically want to laugh. Everybody wants to be entertained nowadays. Nobody wants to solve problems. All you guys want to do is get on the internet and talk about problems. Oh, this girl, she's not, we're high value men. We're not looking for any thoughts. We're not looking for any virgins. We're not looking for any single mothers. We're not looking for women in this line. We're not looking for any hood boogers. We're not looking for this and that. All you guys sound like a bunch of clowns. You could tell that none of you guys had success in your past with women, and now you have the freedom to go on the internet and just ridicule women. Meanwhile, you're not coming up with any solutions. You're coming up with nothing but bullshit and toxic behavior that's basically getting perpetuated on the internet because your fan base, your subscribers are a bunch of nerds and dorks that have no success with women. Why do you think the porn industry exists? Why do you think OnlyFans exists? Why do you think all these subscriber sites exist? Because you have a bunch of men that have a low success rate to no success rate with women. They don't know how to communicate with women, and that's the only way they can interact with women, and that is a sad way to go about your life. All of these bitter males on these websites that make videos on a day-to-day basis about these female, essentially they are letting you know that they love these females. It might be hard to believe that fact, but think about it. You're getting up every day talking about one topic. You're talking about one type of female. You're talking about their negative actions. Essentially, you love these type of females. because you're not talking about any other females of substance that are more productive, that are actually trying to be in relationships and things like that, right? You're not talking about any positive traits of these women. It's all negative on your channel. Your channels are corny, and that's why these channels are growing, because they know that they are causing a divide, because you're telling men to not get married. You're telling men not to do this, that, and the third. You're praising a guy like Future, but you're shitting on a guy like Russell Wilson.
What type of pushback do you get at times?
Oh, it's all over my Twitter feed. It's just very funny. Even this morning, I had a funny interlude. I had an Escape the Red Pill about women's nature and having for men to build long-term relationships. Escape the Red Pill. Women are you should have a beautiful long-term relationship and you should be kind to your wife. And somebody came back and said that that women have sex for two reasons. They have sex because either they're feeling desire for you or they're using you for provisioning. That women can't love you for who you are. And that's
some corny ass talking point that he got from one of these MGTOW channels and things like that, because a guy never got loved from a woman, because obviously he was either corny, he was not her type, or he basically was the guy for that round. Only dudes that never had success with women would tell you to not worry about marriage, long-term relationships, only worry about yourself. All it sounds like is they want a bunch of guys to be hanging out in the same space, and that is on some gay shit. You're not promoting, trying to build, looking into long-term relationships, because that's what life is about. If the woman was here to be a helpmeet, that doesn't mean that you're here to go your own way. That means the woman is going to push you. A lot of these guys don't like getting pushed because they're still in that baby boy mode, to where they want to just do what they do on a day-to-day basis and still get stuck in the same zone, not making any progress in their life. And they're doing that to the same people that are subscribed to their channels. These guys are just going to be stagnant, and they're going to be stuck 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, still mad at the woman that broke their heart in high school.
Way to view a woman's nature. So what I would say in response to that, as an example of the Escape the Red Pill, is that there may be truth in what you're saying, but that's a strength of woman. That's not a minus. Meaning she's looking to a man. She's not interested in falling in love with a person. That's a Disney fantasy that she's going to fall in love with you for who you are.
Interesting. Very interesting. Because if you go on these red pill, quote unquote, MGTOW channels, they're telling you that the woman wants to fall in love. They're telling you that the woman is fantasizing over the Disneyland fantasy. They're telling you that the woman is under this Cinderella program, that she's looking for her Prince Charming. And a lot of you guys that try to come through with all these corny ass pickup lines and everything, and then you get played and you get butthurt, it is what it is. A lot of you guys are scared of rejection, just like you try to claim that these women are scared of commitment and things like that. Everything that you say about these women, essentially, you're saying about yourself, because you have the same problem.
It's not true. She sees that the purpose of your union is to build a family and to build a life together. So she's looking at you to be that leader, to be that person who's going to create and help her create a home, a family, a long-term relationship. That's not something to look down at women for. That's something which the red pill oftentimes does, because they say, oh, she sees you as an ATM, or she sees you as merely a provider. She doesn't love you for who you are. Not true. She wants to build something greater than what you and her can just be if you're just this Disneyland couple.
I believe that women, not only do I believe they want men to be men, they need men to be men, but the woman today's woman is about fame and glory and money, and they don't seem, inside I know that they want the real deal, but the way they present themselves is about worshiping them, and the men don't realize it sometimes, so they get caught up with that. In today's society, it hasn't always been this way, but women seem to be more shallow today than before. Am I right? Am I wrong about that?
I don't say that you're wrong. And at the same time, I would say that's a commentary on our entire society.
Yeah.
You can't really ask this old dude who's in a marriage about women of today. That's not really the right person to be asking about women of this era when this man is married with kids. You could tell by the beard and whatnot. He's not going outside to your local bars and nightclubs and things like that to check out the scene. But a good amount of women are shallow. A good amount of men are shallow all as well. A good amount of women are shallow. A good amount of men is shallow. A good amount of men are shallow as well. It is what it is when it comes to that. But a good amount of women are worshiping themselves nowadays because that's what's getting pushed is that the woman can do no wrong. The woman is strong. The woman doesn't need any men. Things like that. They're getting pushed to be in alternative lifestyles and different type of relationships and stuff like that. The sex toy industry is $1 billion industry, and that's why a lot of women are acting like they don't need a man because they're getting popped by a metal device at the end of the night with a bottle of wine and a blunt. So a lot of things are changing from the time that you guys were in high school. So you guys really aren't credible to talk about anything but divorce and marriage. And I mean on the left, divorce, and on the right, marriage. The man on the right will help a lot of these guys with this red pill rage because they got to get over themselves.
See, I feel that women in many ways are going to reflect the society that we currently have. And to some extent, they're responsible for it.
That is a very great point. And are they responsible for it? Not really. The problem is that men aren't being men, and Jesse Lee says that a lot. A lot of men are weak because a lot of men want to get on the internet and talk about how women are this and women are that. This woman got baby daddies. This woman set this guy up. This woman made this obnoxious statement. All this goofy shit. Meanwhile, there are tons of women that are doing way more positive things, but you don't hear about that because these guys want you to think that all women are the same, that all women are negative, that all women are gold diggers, that all women are whores, that all women are in OnlyFans, that all women are taking pictures of their feet for money, taking pictures of anything else for money. Everything else that you know is just like, dude, you got to scratch your head and really sit there and like, yo, where are the good women at though? You know what I'm saying? These toxic spaces are just that, toxic spaces. Talking about the red pill is for women when the red pill is supposed to be about reality and beyond, man.
But as men, and I know how important building up men is to you, as men, we have the power to change that.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why women are so into their looks and the Instagram and all that is because men flock to it like crazy. So there's a power source for them that they see, OnlyFans, right? There's a power source there that they see. And so they're going to go running to it. I don't think that if it was just a female only country, like imagine there was a country only of females.
Oh, Lord.
That you would have the same thing happen.
We don't even want to imagine that, man. Everybody wants to talk about what if there was a land ran by women and things like that, all this hypothetical bullshit. Fuck all that, man. Listen. Men gotta step they shit up, period, point blank, yo. Because you give the woman the attention. You bring these women on your quote unquote platforms to have conversations about smashing and passion and things like that. And then it's like you wonder why, right? How could you feed the energy that you're trying to dismiss? It doesn't make any sense. You're trying to dismiss this energy, but you're basically entertaining it at the same time because a lot of these red pill channels, MGTOW channels, are only worried about subscribers. They're only worried about likes and views. They're not worried about helping you fix your mess, helping you get out the rut that you're in, helping you avoid these goofballs and things like that. Meanwhile, quiet is kept. The conductors, the creators of these channels are the goofballs.
So let me ask you, I have a question for you. Someone just sent me. You have stated that a woman will nudge you to be the man she believes you can be. What does that mean?
Well, again, since you're a biblical person, you know, God created Eve as Adam's helpmate.
Yeah.
And the Hebrew, it says Ezer Kenegdoi, which means his helper, but against him. And everybody, the rabbis are like, what does that mean? How could you be a helper if you're against it?
Yeah.
And I think if you've been married or you've been in a relationship, you know exactly what that means.
You
right?
say that again.
And that's the problem with a lot of these guys on these channels is that they don't want anybody to be better. They don't even want to be better themselves. All they want to do is talk about the negative traits in these women when actually They don't want a woman. They don't have a woman, and they will not have a woman in the near future. And they will, if they get a woman, it will be the woman that they talk about on a day-to-day basis. And that will be the irony in everything. They talk about these baby mamas, these single mothers, these IG thoughts, OnlyFans hoes, and things like that. But they will eventually end up being with one of them. They will end up getting one of them pregnant. They will end up having to settle with one of these women because they will not get the woman of their dreams, the woman that they feel like is on their quote unquote high value status and things like that. The woman is meant to be a helpmate. A lot of these dudes are just comfortable and complacent being bums. They're complacent waking up in the morning and playing Xbox till 2 o'clock in the afternoon as if they're still 15. Meanwhile, if you had a woman in the house or you had a woman nearby, she would be talking shit about that because you're acting like a little boy. You're not acting like a man. The woman was created to push you to be a better version of yourself. Like he just said, they're made to be a helpmate. But these men out here are telling you not to even look into long-term relationships. So how could you find that characteristic in somebody when you're out here on the bar scene, nightclub scene, things like that, around all these hood rats and goofballs? You're not going to find a quality woman at 2 o'clock in the morning, bro. A lot of you dudes are only worried about smashing and dashing, smashing and passing and things like that because you have no success with women, but you got to work on yourself. A lot of you guys worship women, and that's the problem with you. You're not thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about what version of the woman is going to perceive you to be. You know what I'm saying? You don't know these things. A lot of dudes, they're not asking these questions. They're not really watching these videos thinking like, I just saw a video like this 3 days ago. You know what I mean? Oh, this woman said this on. It's like, dude, that shit gets old, man. When are you guys gonna make new content? When are you guys gonna subscribe to new content? When are you guys gonna escape this red pill? Because this will not help you have success with women.
That's a woman's job. A woman's job is to help her man become a better version of himself. That's what they do. That's why they were created. That's why a woman sees every single fault in her partner. She sees it. She can't not see it. And of course, respectfully, and she has to be kind and loving and all that stuff 100%. That's a lot of what I do in my practice is to help women.
Help women what? Go ahead.
Help women learn how to express their desire for their partners to be more than what he currently is in a loving, respectful, kind way. That's
why is it that women see the fault in everybody else but themselves?
Yo, Jesse be asking the good questions, man. In all honesty, that's what they were meant to do, man. They're like children, man. It is what it is. You got to accept them for who they are and not just blame them for what they're not. A lot of guys don't want to get pushed to be a better version because they just want to be accepted as they are. But then on the flip side, they want to complain about women that are basically saying the same thing, accept me as I am. Doesn't make any sense. It's just going in circles when you're on these red pill channels. Here's how you could pick up women. You want to pick up women? Here's this line. Watch this video. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. You want to know how to talk to this kind of woman? Yo, you a Virgo? You want to know what signs you need to stay away from? Watch this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. All this goofy ass shit, man. Listen, yo, that's enough for this video. Pretty much wanted to chop it up real quick because a lot of guys got to escape the red pill, man. Too many guys are getting sucked into this space and going down this rabbit hole that's never going to end and just going to have you resentful towards women. Meanwhile, you're actually looking for a woman. You know what I'm saying? So just work on yourself. Get out of your mind that all of these women are hoes and good amount. I mean, there are a good amount of hoes. And when we talk about a good amount of hoes, I mean about 99%. Good women are far and few between, but it's on you, man. You are what you attract. If you're on a low level and whatnot, you're going to do nothing but attract women that are on a low level, right? If you're thinking negative, then negative outcomes, negative energy, and negative vibes is what you're going to attract. So a lot of people need to just reprogram their minds, change their actions, and understand that women are out here to help you be a better version of yourself. Escape the red pill, escape that red pill rage and all that nonsense, man. Get over yourself and get your mind into a better place so you can make some better results and better outcomes, man. Let me know what y'all think. I know a lot of dudes are going to be like, red pill is for men, it's the future, things like that. Man, we don't got time for that, man. I'm out.